Good evening and thanks for joining us on this Sunday. The race for the White House is on. Former President Donald Trump took a victory lap after winning more than 60% of a straw poll vote at the Conservative Political Action Conference in Maryland. Now, some of his potentially biggest challengers were no-shows at the event as the Republican primary field is starting to take shape. For the Democrats, President Biden has yet to face any real competition from within his own party. But today on Face the Nation, West Virginia Senator and often Democratic dissenter Joe Manchin left the door open for challengers.
Are you going to endorse Joe Biden if he runs for re-election?
No, the bottom line is let's see who's involved. Let's wait until we see who all the players are.
Mr. Biden, who still has not officially announced his re-election campaign, visited Selma, Alabama today, making his case for stronger voting rights. CBS's Willie James Inman starts us off tonight from Washington. Willie, good evening.
Good evening, Jerika. That's right. President Biden visiting Selma, Alabama today to mark the 58th anniversary of Bloody Sunday. While there, he called for legislation that would strengthen voting rights as we await an announcement on his potential re-election.
In a historic visit to Selma on Sunday, President Biden walked across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, where demonstrators fighting for voting rights were attacked by state troopers. The president again pressed for voting rights legislation, something he has not gotten across the finish line during the first half of his term.
The right to vote, to have your vote counted, is the threshold of democracy.
The visit comes as he looks to reassure a key voting bloc ahead of a potential 2024 campaign announcement. On Saturday, former President Donald Trump headlined the annual CPAC gathering of conservatives.
We will evict Joe Biden from the White House, and we will liberate America from these villains and scoundrels once and for all.
The former president saying he would stay in the race even if he were to be indicted in some of the investigations he faces. At least 3 major GOP candidates have jumped into the race so far, with several, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, yet to officially make an announcement. But fearing a crowded field could help Trump, former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan told Face the Nation he's decided against running for the Republican nomination.
You think by sitting out, the field maybe it's a little tighter?
I hope so.
It's a little harder for Trump to get that nomination.
I sure hope so.
While some candidates jump out, others are jumping in, like author Marianne Williamson, who this weekend announced a long-shot bid to challenge President Biden for the Democratic nomination.
And Jerika, tomorrow President Biden will speak at an event hosted by the International Firefighters Association. That event could be seen as an indicator for his 2024 intentions because he spoke at the same event before announcing his bid in 2019. Jerika.
All right, Willie, thank you from Washington tonight.